Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel, Quilt to My Heart. My name is Melissa, and I'm so glad to have you here. So, it is a gloomy, stormy day in South Alabama today. And I'm sitting here on my couch. I'm sipping on my morning coffee. I'm just up this morning and just enjoying my morning so far. Yeah, it's been a lot of stormy weather here in Alabama. Now, we get nothing like Arkansas has saw in different places like that, but we have had some rain falling and some stormy weather. But I'm back this morning, and what I wanted to do was just pop on here and tell y'all how much I appreciate the positive input on my videos, all your comments, all of your subscriptions, your kind words. I'm just blown away by the kindness of people. And I just want to say thank you. If you took the time to watch any of my videos, to like them, to leave a comment, to subscribe to my channel, I wanted to say a heartfelt thank you. I really appreciate it. I can't respond to every comment. I've been getting quite a few, and I've been busy trying to, and if your comment just got a thumbs up and a heart, I did see your comment, and I appreciate your kind words, and just thank you so much. And I'm just really blown away by the views that my videos have gotten, because it's just amazing. And to those who have been watching and enjoying my little series that I did on frame quilting, I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to think that anything that I could say about quilting could help anybody else, because I consider myself a really, new to the quilting world. It's just something that I have started doing within the last 5 or 6 years, but it's something that I really enjoy. I never knew that I would enjoy it as much as I really have. So I've been kind of down a rabbit hole looking at vintage sewing machines. I do own several vintage sewing machines, and I do love them. But it's kind of like I don't know, my husband likes to collect guns, and some people like to collect classic cars. And I believe if I don't watch myself, I'm getting to be just a collector of old sewing machines. I really love old sewing machines. And are there any other of you out there that are getting into the vintage sewing machines? They are just so cool. They are so cool. Everything from the colors to the shapes to they just had so much personality. They are just so cool. Do y'all see Jax, my lab, in the background? He is such a good dog. He is such a good dog. Hey, that's my baby right there. It's one of them. I have another lab, chocolate lab, named Molly, and those two, they're sights. They tickle me. They really tickle me. It's so funny to watch them together sometimes, the things that they do, their antics. And he is an older dog than she is, and I don't know if you've watched The Honeymooners. The old couple that, the movie The Honeymooners, the really old show that used to come on with Alice and Ralph. That's Alice and Ralph, Molly and Jax. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I've been really enjoying the older sewing machines and just looking at them. And there is a vintage Singer featherweight that has come on to Facebook Marketplace in my area. And she is so pretty. I don't know, but I have been looking at that sewing machine ever since I found it. And I'm just, it is so pretty. It is so pretty. And I don't know, it's $800 though. The people want $800 for it. Is that a lot for a vintage Singer featherweight that's been completely reworked and is pristine? It's white. It is so pretty. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. But anyways, as I was saying, I'm really loving the old sewing machines. They have so much personality and just so much to offer. If you've got an older sewing machine, get it out and oil it up and get it running and use it. because they are a part of history. I feel like they're almost like a part of history. And they're relatively easy to find still because they were built like Sherman tanks. Them old sewing machines were built so well. And it's just the craftsmanship that went into those older sewing machines was awesome. I think about my old Singer 66. I believe it was built in the 1940s. I looked it up and it said that it was built in the 1940s in Elizabethport or Elizabethtown, New Jersey. I'm not for sure exactly if I've got that right, but it's just it does such a pretty stitch when I get it out, and I have just got to wanting to get it out and get it going and sew some on it. I want to do a patriotic quilt. I want to do, or at least a lap size quilt. So that's on my radar coming up. That's going to be on my radar coming up. The hexagon, the little project that I was doing with the hexagons with the Temu template. I know this sounds strange. It might sound a little bit strange, but I didn't really have enough material to make it into a full-size quilt. I wanted a twin quilt, but I just kind of, just started making the blocks, and I didn't have enough of that material to make it into a twin-size quilt. I do intend, though, one day to go back and make another. I'd like to have a bed-size hexagon quilt. I'll just put it like that. But guess what I'm going to do with those that strip that I did make? It's a little too big to be a bed runner. It's a little wider than a bed runner would be. I'm going to make curtains out of it. I've decided that I'm going to make a pair of curtains out of it. I'm going to take it right down the middle, and I'm even going to try to keep the points, on the end of the hexagons, but I'm going to back it and make a pair of curtains out of it because there's a place in my house that needs some curtains, and I thought that would make some of the cutest curtains ever. And that won't be the first time that I've ever used a little quilt top. As in my laundry area, I have a quilt top on the little clips, used as a curtain. So, there are so many ways to use your quilts, to use older quilts. If you've got a quilt that's damaged, just don't, before you just chunk it out. I have saw so many cool ideas here lately. People just, you can go on Pinterest and just see so many ideas. You can use an old quilt to put behind a picture frame. That makes one of the beautifulest pieces of home decor to me, is an old quilt that's put in behind a window frame, an old window frame, or a picture frame, something like that. I mean, you could just use it as art. If it's got a usable piece still on it, you could just frame it and use it as art. Quilts are one of my favorite things. Always have been. I love quilts. Yeah, I've got one coming in the mail today. Ain't that amazing? I quilt, but I still buy quilts. Ready-made quilts. I wanted to share with y'all, if you ever want the feeling of a handmade quilt, and I know that some of you don't sew, and some of you don't quilt, and some people can't afford to buy, a $300 or $400 bed quilt, up from that, maybe as much as $700 or $800 to get somebody to make you one. There is a quilt that Walmart sells, and it's a French word, and I believe it would be chezmoi. It's CHEZMOI, and it is 100% cotton, and even the batting inside of it is cotton polyester, which is very unusual. Generally, anytime now, any type of bedding is going to have at least all polyester batting in it, But they sell a quilt on Walmart. I will show some of them to y'all if y'all are interested. They feel, when you wash it 2 or 3 times, it really feels. It has the feel. It's a cotton. It's all cotton. And it has the feel of an old-fashioned quilt. It really does. It has that feel, and it's beautiful to look at. Now, it's not, you know, it's not hand-piece blocks or anything like that, but the feeling of them, the stitching on them, the way they wash and the way they feel when they feel like grandma quilts. Call them grandma quilts. Is that all right? I'm old enough to be a grandma, so yeah, I can say that now. They feel like those good quilts, if you know what I'm saying, those heavy, old-fashioned quilts. And if you would like that feeling and you just can't afford it and you're not able to quilt, I thought about, you know, as quilters sometimes, we get asked by people, will you make me a quilt? You know, will you do a quilt for me? You just buy a couple of those and be like, you know what? I really can't spend 3 or 4 days right now making you a quilt, but just take this one and wash it and use it and know that I love you. Because they're so reasonably priced. I'm sure that they're mass manufactured somewhere, but they're just so reasonably priced. But that was a rabbit trail. But I was thinking of that. You will learn if you watch my videos for any length of time. I am an oversharer. I am that person that will stop you and tell you, you know, hey, they've got a good sale on something right around the corner. I am so that person. I don't know. I love to share when I find something that's really good, a good product or a good, just anything, something that I really love. I like to share because I'm always on the hunt for something else. I'm one of those people, I'm never satisfied. You can ask my husband. I'm always on the hunt for something else. But anyways, I thought I would just pop on here this morning and share a little time with y'all. Just a little, call it a coffee chat. Yeah, I popped in yesterday. I've never been on anybody's live. I've never commented or got in on anybody's live, but there's a lady, I believe she's from Arkansas, and her name is Rita, and she just seems like a precious person. I'm from the country too, so she's just right up my alley. Rita's Roost, and she sells fabric, and she does, oh my goodness, some really beautiful quilts. Really, really precise, beautiful quilts she makes and quilts on her long arm machine. And I just popped onto her little live there for a while and said, hey, I didn't get to stay very long, but yeah, I think it's just, you know, it's really good that people have technology to be able to talk to one another, because there are so many lonely people in our world, and you might be one of them. There are so many lonely people in the world today, and it's just so good that people can connect with one another. And I hope that in some way I have connected, and that y'all just feel welcome here on my channel, and it could just be a positive place. I know that I got a little bit of opinions on the Temu haul that I did. It was a really popular video. And I thank you. I thank y'all, the ones that told me why you don't shop on Temu, that took the time to say, hey, this is the reason why. I might not have that opinion right now, but I'm reading it and I'm thinking about it. And I want to say that I appreciate y'all for doing that, because that's the way I learn things, because I don't know everything. And I'm willing to learn, and I just wanted to share this morning with y'all while my coffee is getting cold. I just wanted to share with y'all and just say hey, and just thank y'all for the kind comments, for every like, for every subscribe. And yeah, maybe we can do some quilting together pretty soon. I'm going to have to clean out my quilting space today. I've been doing a lot of projects, and I have let things pile up. And it gets to a point where a little messiness is all right, but if it gets too chaotic in my little small room, I just can't move around. I can't be very productive. I have to rearrange things to be able to use my quilting frame. And it's, as the English would say, it's in a tip this morning. It is in a tip. So I've got to get in there and clean that out today. But I have just enjoyed chatting with y'all and talking with y'all, and I hope that y'all just have a great week. I just hope that everything is going well. I hope you went to church yesterday. Did y'all go to church? I did. I got to go to church yesterday, and my brother is my pastor, and he just preached an awesome sermon, and just felt the presence of the Lord in a special way. Just enjoyed my Sunday with my family. We went out to eat, and later on my mom and my daughter and myself, we done a little bit of shopping, and then come home getting ready for the week, getting everything underway. But this has been me here at Quilting by Heart, and yeah, I'm gonna pop off and finish drinking my coffee, which is cold by now. I might even have to cook breakfast this morning. Some of my family's home, so I might actually have to cook breakfast this morning. But I'll talk to y'all later. This has been me, and y'all have the best week ever. Bye.